let's see here. What did our rival use? Very curious. While I'm doing this, I just want to see what the rival was using. I'm curious because I think it's Totodile, but I don't remember. Artemis is our rival. Yep. Artemis will always be our rival. Oh, Cyndaquil. Okay. Oh, I actually named the Lugia, like, at the beginning. I thought I named it after the fact. Well, I'll name the Ho after the fact. I have an idea of what I want to name it, so I'll do that after. Actually, I'm going up pretty fast, but the text is going pretty fast too. So I think it's kind of, I think it's still kind of helpful. Yeah, so we should be fine. Yeah, so like if I feel like I'm getting tired later on, you know why. I saw the video running in the background. I do. I don't need that playing in the background anymore. Okay, so one thing that I want to mention, though, is that while this is going on, or not while this is going on, while I am doing stuff in the background for different series for the channel, like Oblivion, I have a pet idea that I want to do. I say pet, it's more of like something I want to do on the side kind of thing that I really want to do. No. Yeah, I understand. Should be fine for now. I think I'll only need a Pokemon with Cut. Look, we have a Pokemon with Cut that just decided to show up. So, yeah, so like I'm currently working on doing something specific for Oblivion mod, well, Oblivion mod to play through, but technically it's for everything involved. And it has to do with a system that I've already used, and that it's actually very slow kind of thing. But I want to do something very special with it, because I think that would be a really good idea for me to do it. Okay. Yep. Give a nickname. We're going to give it the nickname of Cut, because that's what you're going to be using. There we go. So yeah, so like I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to get some help with that too, because I don't know if it's any different, and if it is something that's different, I'm going to need some help to kind of understand why it's different and get it to kind of work the way that I want it to, which is going to be awesome. But yeah. The other thing as well that I'm thinking of off the top of my head that I'm going to be doing is for Minecraft related stuff. So I'm still currently in the process of working on 1.20's storyline. I still have to go do that. I've just been distracted with doing something else. Mostly waiting until 1.21. It's currently what I'm working on right now, and it's like, whoa, I need to go backwards, right? But it's like, but I need to work on this one thing because it would be amazing if it gets done. So I have to go back into, so I want to go, so sometime, I think, maybe sometime tonight, maybe, I don't know. Well, technically tonight I'm going to be editing this. Like, after I wake up kind of thing. I'm going to go and set up. Oh, I've also changed how I do, not edit videos, but like how I sort of do it now. Because I'm sick and tired of going through... So what happens is that when a session goes through the editor once, because it was in small clips, or whatever you want to call it, pretty much, or I had to stop the recording and close the recording and then restart it back up, kind of thing. What happens is that when you merge all of them together, it's harder for the editing software to get it to the perfect millisecond, because it only goes up to like I think 30 or something like that. So it's really weird for it to get towards the that right frame, if you will, because for some reason if I only use what OBS gives me, it'll have 2 frames within whatever you want to call it, pretty much. But if it goes to the editor once, it only has 1. But for some reason, it's 1, but you have to count backwards by 1 at the same time. So if it says, let's say, a video has to be like 18 minutes and 1 millisecond, you have to go like 18 minutes and 2 milliseconds in order to get that 1 millisecond. For some odd reason, it does that. And I have no explanations as to why it does that, but it does. And it's really weird, and I have no explanations as to why it actually does that for me. So I got extremely confused when I first saw that. I was like, why is it doing this? And why am I only experiencing this now? Like, when I was recording Nayrum, back during the beginning of the channel, I never experienced that. So you would think, though, that it would be something that I have already grown accustomed to, but Nayrum, I'd never experienced that problem once. So either OBS did something weird with the file format, or it updated something that how it handles those file formats, or actually, I don't even think my editing software even updates. I think I disabled that because I got annoyed of it. It kept annoying me after every time that it was done editing a session. It's like, hey, there's a new update, and I'm like, shut up. Then I'll do it again after another edit, and I'm just like, okay, how do you disable this? However it updates, and then it's like, oh, you can do it this way, and I ended up doing that. So now it doesn't bother me, although I'm now probably extremely out of date, but it's fine. It does what I want it to do in the first place. But it's fine, and I don't care if it's the way that the file format is, because I have it so though OBS records it in .mp4, which I know for a fact is something that a lot of editing softwares can actually edit, whereas I think it has another one as well. What is it? Oh, it won't let me search because I'm actually currently recording as it is. Because I'm recording right now, it won't let me. But I think the other one's like MKV, I think. I don't know what that means. But I know MP4 is just something that I'm used to. And I know for a fact that there are some editing softwares that actually do edit only those specific files. So I thought that maybe my editing software could do it. And I was indeed correct. It can handle MKVs, but you have to have a specific extension in order for it to work. I do have that extension. I had to do it for, I think, 1 video. And I think that was way early on. And then I just said, you know what? Forget it. I'm doing MP4s only. So I just did MP4s only. But yeah, so now that I'm doing, now what I'm doing is that I can save projects. So what I do is that when I get the right timetable that I need for it, what I do is I delete the excess footage, temporarily of course, just enough so though it has that only what needs for that video. And then what I do is that all I need to do is just save as whatever it is. So I think for Pokemon Gold, what I did was I called it PG, and then because I normally, even though I think for Pokemon Gold, I never went higher than 8, I think. I don't think I ever went higher than that, but just in case for like Oblivion and stuff like that, same idea though. So I ended up looking into what I could do for that. So what I did was that I found that naming it like under the zeros at the beginning, which is what I normally do for anything nowadays. So when I changed it to have 01 kind of thing, it makes things much easier for me, because now guess what happens? Now it's always on top. It's always at top, and it's always like in a numerical order. So it helps out a lot. But that's what I've been doing now lately for editing videos and such like that, is that I've done it this new system, and it works out flawlessly to me. And because a lot of the times, though, when I'm out and about, because I need to go to like the store to go get something, or I need to, or have like a doctor's appointment, or you know, whatever it is, I can always just remote into my computer, open up the file, and click render as, and I can just click enter again. Because I know for a fact that because what happens is that whatever the file name is in terms of the project, so for Pokemon Gold, let's say the first video is PG01, it'll literally save it as PG01.mp4 or whatever it is. So either way, like, I'm getting the thing that I need to get a hold of pretty much. If that makes sense. Like, I'm getting the right title that I can use for it. And what I have is I have a different software that allows me to change multiple file names at the same time. It is a very useful utility that I actually do love. It can just it can just rename a bunch of files in bulk. And it's a very useful utility. I've already pretty much said its name, just different, hey. It's fine. But that's pretty much how I do the things. Even beforehand, when I would only use the numbers. So like if it was the first video, 1. If it's the second video, 2. If it's the third, 3. Kind of thing. Like I used to do it that way for what, 2, almost 3 years now? And that's pretty much how I did the channel. And then later on I started to change it or change it to a different system by adding zeros if it was more than 10, or if there was 10 or more videos from a session. And there is actually a good reason why I did that. The reason why I did that system is because of the fact that what happens with the software is it does exactly what every other thing does. When you put 1, 2, 3, and then you have 10, 20, and 30, let's say, what it will do is that it will sort it by 1, 10, 2, 20, 3, 30. And then so on and so forth until you get towards the bottom, right? So that just made everything so difficult for me. So I just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to go with 0 at the beginning. And it worked out very well for me. At the end of the day, like, I had everything that I really needed. So there was no point in me actually being like too angry at editing for the videos in general. Hello. You guys just have Bellsprouts. Should be easy pickings. But yeah, like I enjoy the like finding out those kinds of things and just little tips and tricks that actually help out a lot. Like me finding out that all by myself kind of thing is just always amazing. And it's the same thing with like when I try to find something new for the channel to go and record and stuff like that. Like Pixelmon, for instance, like for Pixelmon Adventures though, like that series is popping off and I don't understand why it is. Let me go check out the one session that I got really confused of why it popped off. But yet, if you look at the other... hang on. But if you look at, like, the other videos... Like, I got really confused why that, like, these videos popped off and then the other ones did not. So, okay. So here's one... No, here's the one I'm thinking of. Okay. So... This is why and there's also something confusing to me too, but I want to sort of talk about it in its own kind of thing, maybe. One thing is that for Pixelmon Adventures, on April 1st, literally April Fool's, which is funny, because I didn't do anything special for that day, which I'm kind of surprised though that these videos even did very well. I uploaded 2 completes of Pixelmon Adventures. They were part 9 and 10. So part 9 and 10, they were uploaded. Part 9 and 10 got uploaded, and the next thing I knew, they were very explosive. Right now, part 19, or part 9, sorry, is over 400 views, which is amazing to me, because that video has only been up for about a little over a week, and it's doing that well. And same thing with the other one, where part 10, where that one is like getting close to about 700 views, which is amazing to see. But what is very confusing to me, and this is where I get confused with some of my videos in particular, of some of the statistics, because it confuses me, because it's like, okay, why did this happen? And why does YouTube still have this? It doesn't make any sense to me logically. So